So welcome to that internet. That is das Internet. It's the future of the past. Welcome. This is working on my writing skills using local AI. I want to improve especially my English writing skills using local AI, but also constructing sentences and reading as well. I struggle those things. I struggled my whole life. I struggle with that. It's true, even though I sound funny. Anyway, so I found a way to improve, and it's fun. Okay, let's get to that. First, I want to shadow this one here. But before I'm going to share the rule, there's only one rule you need to remember if you want to watch that shit. It's not shit, actually. It's internet shit. You know, every internet video is a piece of shit video, whatever. But that's actually a good video, a good format. Let me introduce you to my rule. So whenever I encounter a word which I cannot spell correctly, for example, let's say, let's use a difficult word. Understandable. Let's try this one. Understandable, right? Shit. I'm getting really better at I do this since Easter. I watch part O of the session here. I do this since Easter practice, and I see an improvement. It's you know, it's great. So whenever I misspell a word, okay, I'm gonna show you just what word could I use? Classified. Yeah, this is classified. Yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, so when I encounter a word which I cannot fix the spelling by myself, meaning just, you know, I see that is wrong. When I have to check the word, like so, after checking the word, the rule will be to type this word 3 times in a row correctly, and then I can move on with my whatever I talk with local AI and until the next word, you know. You get the idea, I guess. Okay, so let's see if I can do. I show you. So I can. This one truly I had to check. Classified. Yeah. Classified. Yeah. See, it's not that easy for me. Certain words. Classified. IE. Okay. Classified. Classified. And when this happens, when I didn't mispress or anything like that, but I really thought this is how it's written, I made another mistake basically, well then again I have to type it 3 times in a row. I accidentally sent that to AI, so it doesn't really matter. Classified. Okay, so that's the rule. Whatever I discussed next. Before I start though, I would like to prompt, let me just create a new chat. I would like to prompt AI this sentence here, and this is a great sentence I want to practice, so I'm going to shadow this this guy. In the last episode, I asked AI what... Jesus, I forgot actually. Let me check this one here. So this is from the last episode, from episode O. Yeah, so I actually asked if you mean physical copying text, I still have to copy this down. Yeah, I want to copy that down. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, so I want to copy that down. This one here for practice reasons. This is the most boring thing to me. I rather have a kind of natural conversation. That's much better, but this is also helpful. Okay, let me just copy that down, since this conversation is all... No, it's not also. since this conversation will also be for English practice. Yeah, that's not a natural, to me, I wouldn't say that. I would say that this conversation is also an English practice. This is my original statement. Since this conversation will also be for English practice, it's not super unnatural for me, but it's not my way of talking, and that's why I think this is a great idea to communicate with ChatGPT, because he constructed that prompt for me. He shows me alternatives, and if I use them, I can enlarge my vocabulary or my way to express myself. Okay, enough babbling. Since this conversation will also be for English practice. Let's try the whole thing. Since this conversation will also be for English practice. That's great. Since this conversation will also be for English practice. You know, the thing to me, it sounds like there's something missing. I would rather say, since this conversation will also be for an English practice, or for a English practice. But it's not super alien to me. It's pretty, you know, it's one of those. Yeah, it's kind. I think this one not very fancy. I understand that pretty. I get a natural understanding. Okay, could you please correct my English? Yeah, it's not a point. Could you? Yeah, the stupid microphone is in the way. Stand microphones, they suck because they're so huge, but the voice is better. You know, the voice is really sounding better. Since this conversation will also be for English practice, could you please correct my English? Could you please correct my English? Point, a question mark. Whenever I prompt you, comma, please give me one better. Yeah. Whenever, no, that felt wrong. Whenever I prompt you, comma, right? Yeah. Please give me one better and more natural version of what I wrote. Please give me one better and more natural version of what I wrote. Point. Please start by correcting this very first message as well. Yeah, please start. No, it's actually not necessary because this one is already AI checked. But I should start with "Hey there, hey there!" exclamation mark, which I find is stupid because exclamation mark to me is "Hey there." You know, it's not like that. It's a "Hey there, what's up?" Okay. So that is the first prompt. So I can close that here now. So this is the first prompt. I will prompt this. I will say to ChatGPT / this is Gemini. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say, and it responds. And that sounds like a fantastic idea. I'd be delighted to help you with. I'll be delighted to help you with your English practice. From now on, whenever you write something, I will provide you with first original text, second one improved, more natural sounding version of what you wrote. I'll focus on making your day better. Now I'll focus on making the phrases sound more like a native speaker while keeping your intended meaning intact. Feel free to start whenever you're ready. That's so nice. Let me just check if this is the same response I got. Not slightly different, but also the structure is different. I see. Wait. Whatever. Let's just move on. Okay. I would like. Okay, let's start with that. I would like to say. To find a to find a English way of using this German phrase. Ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind. By the way, if you just stumble across when I say watch the first part, you will not watch the first part, right? Why would you do that? I always struggled with writing and reading. I struggled with that not just in the English language, but this is a difficult. I always had difficulties with writing and reading in my native language as well. Maybe because I never really found a way to improve. I'm good with teaching myself stuff or people like me, you know. So when I found a way, that's great. Okay, I would like to find a English way to use. I would like to find an English way, or could I do that without an N? I would like to find. No, I think that's correct. An English way, comma, of using this German phrase. Ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want to do. Good. Here is the correction and suggestion. Your original text, we don't have to read that. One better, more natural version. I'm looking for an English equivalent for the German phrase, ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind. Sure, he didn't respond to that. I wasn't giving him the task, but I like this sentence here. So this is a very boring task for me to just copy that down. But this I will spontaneously decide if I do that or not. If I feel like, hey, let's do that because I have the energy, then I do it. But I will not always do that because the very first rule is the most important. It's keep it fun. I need to keep it fun for the long run. So it should not feel. It needs to. I need to feel this is fun to me. This lesson, doing this lesson, it's entertaining. It feels like a game, and I want to keep it like that. I will challenge myself once in a while, but not always. Depending on my mood, depending on my day. But the one rule, the 3 times in a row, I do that constantly. Good. Okay. Let me just adjust the keyboard here a bit. Okay. So let me just copy that down. Okay. Ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind. One better way. Okay. I'm looking for one better way. I'm looking for an English equivalent. Oh, that's gonna be a good word. I'm looking. Nonsense. Looking. Oh yeah. I'm looking good. Nah, I'm looking for. What do I look for? I'm looking for an English equivalent for the. I'm looking for. I'm looking for an English equivalent. I'm looking for an English equivalent. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, I don't have to right click. I can just look it up here. So let me see. Oh Jesus. Equivalent. Let me just split that word. This is a horrible thing here. Equivalent. So let me see. Ich, you can say ich in Berlin. That means ich, and ich means I. I don't like it. I don't like the word. The ich thing, I never liked that one. Icke. No, icke they say in the German. It's an awful dialect. I never liked it. But don't tell them. Don't tell them. So ich. Because I mentioned it. Ike. That's how you would pronounce it in the German. But that's slang. That's not slang. That's regional Berlin way of talking. Anyway, IQ. Let's try this one here. IQ. Okay, I think this makes the most sense to me. So equivalent. No, some words you can, when you split them in the English language, you can actually, they kind of make sense when you split them. And other words like this is a great example. It just doesn't make sense to splitting it because it's very hard to pronounce the syllables. I wouldn't know. Maybe I can figure this out. Equivalent, right? Equivalent. Okay, equivalent. Maybe that's the best way to split that right now. Okay, let's try that. First, I'm just gonna practice this to get the feeling. And it's already gone the second Q. EQ. Okay. EQ. Okay, that's a high an eye health issue. I found this program under Linux. It tells me every 20 minutes to you know, to not to look at the screen, but look, you know, into the distance. It's good for eye health. It's a good thing. Okay, equi. Okay, equi. Okay, EQ. And then valent. Is the valent correct? Okay, that's how I can try that. Okay, let's try this one. Equivalent. Equivalent. Jesus, this is really tough, eh? Equivalent. Equivalent. I saw this really wrong. Yeah, and again, equivalent. Equivalent. Now it happened. In the last part, I think I said it. Well, doesn't matter. Equivalent. Equivalent. Okay, I'm sure I looked it up. EQ without looking up. No, you have to trust me on that. But I'm gonna follow my own rules most of the time, at least. Sure, I will cheat once in a while, a little bit subconsciously, maybe. Sure, why not? But I'm gonna keep it like 98%. I follow my rules. Okay. Equivalent. How do I pronounce it? I forgot. I split it. One better, more natural version. I'm looking for an English equivalent. No, okay. And again, more English. Equivalent. Okay. Equivalent. Equivalent. Difficult. Equivalent. Equivalent. Good, that's the task. I tell you, this word is so abstract to me because it's a little bit. This is a tough one. So it's not fixed. Next time I encounter the same word, I will still struggle with that. But what I experience since Easter 2026 is I do that since then. I get really better at writing, reading, and even building sentences. It took me a little bit by surprise. It took me by surprise a little bit. How fast I can improve, because I actually kind of gave up on that. But what will happen is, next time I encounter a word, next time I encounter the same word equivalent, I will still need to check that, very likely, but I probably can fix it a bit faster, just a bit faster. And next time a bit faster and a bit faster. And at some point I can fix it myself. That's how I see the progress. Okay, I'm looking for a German equivalent for ich, or like I said, Ike. It's horrible, but you know, some people like it. The dialect, the Berlin dialect. I like the Switzer dialect. I like the Austrian dialect a lot. That's about it. Not the rest, I don't give a shit. Ike, bin, I always gonna be confused. Ich bin heute, what did I write? Ich bin heute etwas, ja. Ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind. So. Please, also please tell me I truly wanna know what that phrase means, and I really wanna, okay, I really want to know, come on, I think, I'm not sure, I really want to know what the equivalent of this phrase yeah. Hey, he doesn't get it. Okay, it doesn't matter, we can use a different AI for that. I really want to know that. So your original text, also please tell me why. Also please tell me, okay, I don't sometimes I do that, I go autopilot. One better, more natural version, could you please tell me what that phrase means? I am really eager to know both its meaning and English equivalent. Okay, let me copy that one. We're gonna ask another AI, because this one is already confused. Maybe I should change this, you know, the first prompt, make it so that we can have a chat discussion, but not today. Let me just paste that in, and then I'm gonna just copy that down here again. Okay, no nonsense, only this one here. Okay, could you please tell me, and this I can look this up if I want to, this is not a problem, it's important that I write it one time. Could you please tell me what that phrase means? Could you please tell me what that phrase means? Question mark. I am really eager looks like eagle. I'm really mouse eager. See, of course it's not eager. Why would it be eager? But it can also be Iaga. Sure, EA. Fuck EA. Surely, fuck them. But it doesn't matter. Let's not go into that. Let's not go into. I'm gonna be rambling for 2 nights, you know. Days and nights. Okay, I'm really eager. Okay, let's try eager. Eager. This is not difficult. Eager. I just have to, you know. I'm really eager to know both its meaning and an English equivalent. I'm really eager. Okay, let's try this, the whole thing again. I'm really eager to know both. Comma, I think. Is it comma? No, it's no comma. Both. Comma, I don't understand. I know comma is kind of like if a sentence is almost finished, but you go on, right? I don't really get it. It's not my, it's not my thinking structure, whatever. I'm really eager to know both its meaning and an English equivalent. Its meaning and its English equivalent. Here we go. Not too bad today. Next time I will forget. If there is a break of 2 days or something, I forget this word. But fixing is gonna be, yeah. Could you please tell me what that phrase means? I'm really eager to know both its meaning and its English equivalent. Yeah, I forgot the phrase. Now let's add the phrase. Is this a question? I think so, right? Ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind. Now we can make this small. Germany! Okay, that's a very common and colorful German expression. Colorful. Why is it colorful? What? Why? Whatever. Here's a detailed breakdown. I know, but it's still, it's weird. Whatever. It's just, I don't know. Okay. Here's a detailed breakdown of what the phrase "Ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind." Here is a detailed breakdown of the phrase. Not okay. Ich bin heute etwas durch den Wind. So I. That's really a breakdown here. Okay, but let's read that. I bin That's why you should never just. Okay, move on. I gonna get meaning. The phrase "durch den Wind sein" is an idiom. Idiot. That's. Yeah, this one. Let me just digress. This is so close to the word idiot. I mean, what the heck, eh? Okay, it means that a person is feeling first distracted or scattered. Their thoughts are not focused. That they can't concentrate well. Agitated or frazzled. Yeah, right. Yeah. Let's just move on. Sure, those things at the end of if I fix my English, not today, I hate those kind of words. They might be slightly anxious, restless, or overwhelmed by too many things happening at once. Third, unsteady / off kilter. What? Not feeling mentally balanced or on track. Okay. Well, it's true, but it's not really the full meaning. There needs to be context, Okay, let's see where we go. It suggests a temporary state of mental disarray. It suggests a temporary state of mental disarray, often due to stress, lack of sleep, or being busy. It is usually a mild complaint, not a sign of severe illness. That's true. So I would say, what did it say? They can focus well. Also it's still possible to focus, but it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. What is the second thing? They might be slightly anxious, restless, overwhelmed. I think overwhelmed covers it. So overwhelmed, not being able to easily focus, because many things are happening at all at once. Or something unexpected happened to you and you got shocked, and after that you kind of completely out of yourself or whatever. Let's see what the equivalent is. Most common and natural. I'm a bit scatterbrained today. I don't like that. I'm a little frazzled today. I never. maybe I've heard that, I just didn't register. Some words, if you don't know them, they don't really register in your brain. You just kind of filter the context, filter words out and just use the overall context to understand what the person talks. So we'll see if this word will encounter me now more often, because I know this is a word now. Frazzled, I do not know. I think I've never heard it before, but I might be wrong. My head is in the cloud today. I don't know. More casual, I'm feeling a bit off today. I'm not quite myself today. Yeah, not really though. I'm a little overwhelmed. If I had to choose between those three versions, then I would use the overwhelmed feeling, because that's the feeling I usually have when I'm durch den Wind. That could be I'm overwhelmed because there was a situation, there was a difficult situation which completely, it was shocking, and I have to process this. I didn't even process the situation, so I'm still thinking about that. I'm still overwhelmed with the situation, analyzing what actually happened, and that could offset you, I think. And that would mean you are being overwhelmed. Yeah, so I would say ich bin durch den Wind. Ich bin immer noch durch den Wind. So for example, I had a car accident and I'm still overwhelmed. So let's try this one. So let's try the other AI to do that here. Is this the one? No, this is from the last part. This is the new one here. Okay, let's see. So let's use that sentence here, because this one will record. So today I was in a car accident. Not happily, but what is the word? Fortunately, today I was in a car accident. Is it little car accident? I think it's little, right? We can use little, but what else could I use? Today I was in a smaller car accident. Smaller car accident, I think, fortunately, yeah, I thought so. Okay, what did I do wrong here? Fortunately, yeah, that's the thing. The E is not, the E is triggered. Fortunate, and then Lee, I see, because it comes from fortunate and then the Lee, right? Yeah, fortunate, okay. Fortunate, is this correct? No. So even that is, okay. Fortunate, okay, let's try this one first. Fortunate, I see, like so, right? Yeah. Okay, let's try this one. Fortunate, I see. Fortunate. Yeah, let me just add that. So when I practice writing, I did this also when I was starting learning English. I just, also in the German language, sometimes it just felt like I cannot do it no matter what I do, because I just remember that while typing that, sometimes I felt like there is a high chance in my system that I do a random error no matter what. So I always felt like when I cannot learn a word because for some reason I add a random error into that. and I felt like I cannot improve, or at least not easy improve. You know, I thought it would take, it would be extremely difficult. But I just think I have to find a way for my kind of way of thinking, you know, and people like me. Okay, so this one is good. Let's try it. Fortunately, fortunately, fortunate. Wait, I know it's probably, is it? Yeah, it's right. Okay, netly. Okay, fortunately, what's the there's a good way to say that, right? No casualties, right? Let's try this. Fortunately, no casualties. I don't think that's, yeah. Let's see, casualties. Okay, casualty. I see. Casualties. Okay. Fortunately, no casualties. But I still feel etwas durch den Wind. Let's see, the other AI, we're going to ask if he doesn't answer this, or it doesn't answer this, etwas durch den Wind. Let's see what he autocorrected. Original text, so one better, more natural version. So I was in a minor. Yeah, this. See, yes, it didn't. You know, when I read that, it's easy, but constructing your own sentence is a different thing. Like I'm going to say, and I will always say, when you learn a language, you basically learn 4 sub-languages. So every language is built onto 4 pillars, if you want. One pillar is listening. It's one skill. So listening, you have to train and practice. And talking, you have to train and practice separate skills. Reading separately, writing separately. If you do ignore one of those, you're not getting better. As you can see, I still struggle. But to me, like I said, I mean it. I always struggled with that. But I'm good with understanding how to learn. I'm really good at that shit. But I learned that late in life. That's kind of makes me angry and sad, but it's okay. It also makes, it's funny. It's not, I'm not, deeply disturbed, but it's a little bit annoyed that I didn't have those tools when I was younger. Anyway, that's a complaint. Let's move on. Let's try this one here. Fortunately, there were no injuries, but I am still feeling a bit scattered, overwhelmed. See, that's a good sentence. So, but I wasn't in a car accident there, but I just used that. You can also use that for if you get a bad, like if you get a bad message, something bad, and you say, oh, I still have to comprehend, to process what I got the message. Some friend of mine is in the hospital. I'm still feeling a little bit scattered, overwhelmed. Ich bin immer noch ein bisschen durch den Wind. So that's the thing here. Okay, now we know what it means. Scattered, overwhelmed, I would say. Let's type that. Let's copy that down again. Or let me just check. Did I wanted to? No, I think that's good. Let's delete that here. I don't need that anymore. It's confusing. Okay, one better. Nonsense. So I was in a minor car accident today. Let's try this one. So I was in my let me see, minor, like the minions. A minor. Okay, it's not a difficult word. minor, but it's because it's short, that makes it easy. I was in a minor car accident today. I was in a minor car accident today. I was in a minor car accident today. Where am I? Now concentration goes by here. So I was in a minor car accident today. Fortunately, let's try this again today. Fortunately. Great. Comma. I let me just say, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. I know people who love reading, it makes sense to you because you used to that. It doesn't make sense. Who's talking like that? Fortune. I know it's a little pause. I know, but still, come on. Is this? What do you need a break for? You just one word. You cannot. Even I can do that, and I struggle with that shit. So stupid. I hate it. Anyway, it helps to release the frustration. I accept that. I go with the rules. I don't have a choice. I know. But let me just complain. That's why I cannot read official documents also. I understand what is written, but every sentence which is unnecessary, more difficult, I get stuck because I think, why would they do that? Why would they try to make sentences so difficult to read that I would to have to put extra effort into understanding the sentence when it's meant for normal human beings? Not that it's difficult, it bothers me. It's the intention that they do make it difficult, which offsets me, makes me upset. And I get frustrated about that. I think it's so unnecessary. I understand it's coming from a place where certain formulations have to be completely exact. But still, it bothers me a lot. Anyway, fortunately, there were no injuries. Okay. Fortunately, there were no injuries. There were no injuries. Injuries. Okay, I see. I can do that. Injuries. Okay. Fortunately, I get there were no injuries, comma, but I am still feeling a bit scattered / overwhelmed. Yeah, but I'm still feeling a bit scattered / what's the thing? Overwhelmed. Yeah, overwhelmed. Yeah, a silent H. Why not? Just put it in. Okay, overwhelmed. Yeah, let's do this again. Overwhelmed. Oh, Jesus, man. Overwhelmed. Okay. So, I don't want to write this again. I get tired now. Or let's just say that's when you do any kind of lesson which is kind of hard, it's 20 minutes you gotta do every day. When you learn English, for example, I'm just giving you that in case you learn any language. 20 pronunciation lessons, I always made sure I do that at least 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a great timeline every day. It's long enough to make it important enough so you will remember. And I try to explain things without saying my brain is doing that, but my mind, but my soul is doing. This is some bullshit. This is the new. I hate this in the English language a lot. I don't, well, not hate it. It's also a phrase that people say, but I don't like it. We do that way too often. I think you separate us always from the brain and stuff. It's a little bit weird, I think. So I try, but I don't do this all the time because, when we learn languages, we just copy each other, how we talk, and, everybody talks like that. So it's going to be hard for me to not to do that. But I just want to let you know I don't like that a lot. Or whatever, doesn't really matter. It's not that I may do it, I may don't. So I was in a minor car accident today. Fortunately, there were no injuries, but I'm still feeling a bit scattered / overwhelmed. Okay, so that's it. Let's see what it responds. Here's the correct version. Well, I mean, I think now it corrects itself, I think. So it's still AI, you have to reckon with that a little bit. So, but let's just see how it would correct itself. This sentence is already very good. Of course, it's yours. I mean, if you want to make it slightly smoother for casual conversation, you could say, I was in a minor car accident today. Thankfully, it's also good. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but I'm still feeling pretty shaken up. Oh, that's a good way, I think. I was in a minor car accident today. Thankfully, man, nobody was hurt, but I still feel pretty shaken up. Shit. I still feel pretty shaken up. Up is good. No, thumbs up. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. That stupid social media. Stupid social media shit is also annoying. So yeah, I know. This is. I cannot guarantee that, but it's very likely. I would say that even if I would be a bigger, on YouTube, but I cannot promise. I might change my mind when I say, this is let's not go into that. I think I'm done though for today. This was very, but it's true. I feel a little bit durch den Wind today. I feel today a little bit more overwhelmed. I'm always overwhelmed with everything, but that's in my nature. But life is hard sometimes, and whatever. People love drama. Not giving it to you today, but I will share maybe some difficulties I have, which suck. But whatever, it is what it is. Ne? Okay. Listen, that was fun to me, even though I may sound a little bit complaining or something. I just release it while it's. I'm not sure if I communicate that well, but it's a little bit. I enjoy that. I enjoy the complaining part also. It's not that I just do that because I kind of like releasing it like that. It's a good feeling. And I enjoy the journey. I make some complain about certain rules which do not make sense to me and so on, which is true because, why not saying what I don't like so much. But I found this journey with ChatGPT, with, in this case, Gemini, but local AI, so more private. I find this journey so much fun. And that's the only reason I do that. It's very, very good. Listen, if you want to make suggestions, feel free to do so. Also, if you want to have a specific topic I can maybe scratch next time, let me know. But if you say that in 4 years, then whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. In 4 years, for sure not. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks. Fuck that shit. Bye-bye.